our Zoom.
Volume?
Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
What are you doing?
I was
Hold
trying
on.
to freaking turn
I'm
the
going to
volume.
go ahead and mute you. Thank you. 08. When we were together last, I did appoint Ms. Day to this case because it did appear that we needed some help with service. So first, I'll turn it over to you, Ms. Day.
Thank you, Your Honor. As you can see, Mother is here present. I was able to provide service to her yesterday, and I filed proof of that. I'm thankful that the jail was able to coordinate for her to be here. Father is not able to be located at this time. He was released from custody and has been kind of MIA, if you will, since then. My understanding from Mother is she is going to be incarcerated for some time. She should be appointed an attorney in this matter, but largely she's in agreement for the emergency custody, is my understanding.
Okay. And do we anticipate there are further steps we can take to locate Father at this time?
Not at this time. I have tried every avenue. Mother said she would reach out to maybe some individuals and see if we could get contact, but as of this time, there's no way of reaching him.
Okay. Do we know potentially what county he lives in?
He does live in this county.
In Cowlitz?
Yes, he is in Cowlitz County, or historically has been here. He was most recently incarcerated here, but he has a substantial substance abuse history going on currently and is likely going to be unlocated until law enforcement contacts him, or if somebody's able to actually reach him. I don't know if he will respond or not.
Okay. And do I have the proposed guardians on this case with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And are you both on the one screen, Annalyn Glens?
I am not sure.
Okay. So thank you for being here. So let me go up to Mother first. And this is you calling in from the jail booth. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Are you wishing to have an attorney appointed to you for these proceedings?
No, Your Honor. I agree with my mother being the best guardianship for now.
Okay. Do you want, because you will need to sign an actual consent document that explains your rights fully, would you like to be appointed an attorney just for purposes of going through that consent document?
Yes, I would.
That person can be appointed at no cost to you because of where you are located currently.
Okay.
Okay. So what I will do, I will get an attorney appointed who can contact you there. Are you at Cowlitz County Jail?
I am until next Friday.
Okay. And then where will you be after that?
At Purdy.
Say that again.
In Purdy.
Okay, we'll make sure they know how to get a hold of you. We'll try. What happens is I fill out these orders, but we don't actually know the name of the attorney who will agree to take the case for a day or two. So we'll try to get someone appointed ASAP so they can have contact before you leave.
Okay.
We'll set a continued date. Do you think that you have any better contact information for Bio Dad for service?
I have a couple people I can try to contact today to see if they can locate him. I know where he was living. He isn't living there anymore. So I do have 2 places that I can have somebody check. And then if he is there, or if we can't locate him, I do have Tina Day's phone number in order for them to contact her.
Okay. Do you have email or social media?
Social media would be the only other way to contact him.
So if you know his social media, my proposal would be at our next court date, if we can't get personal service done, then I think we should, this court would authorize electronic service and we could get him served that way if these other leads you have don't pan out before our next date.
Okay. Your Honor, is there any way to make it so that he cannot have contact with the kids until he is like been in court or anything along those lines?
Let me look at the current order. We have I'm going to extend the emergency order through the date of our next hearing. That one did not have a request for a restraining order. Let me ask Ms. Glens, the request from BioMom is to restrict any visitation from BioDad at this time. What is your request just on an emergency basis? Do you agree with that?
Yeah, yes, I do agree.
Give me a little more information. You sound like you're not quite sure.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yeah, the question is whether you are joining. So the bio mom is hoping that the bio dad cannot have any contact with children right now. In your original petition, you did not ask for a restraining order. Typically, that would be where the court would state the name of the person should not disturb the peace of the children and should not come within 1,000 feet of the home, the workplace, the school of the children or the guardian. Is that something that you are asking this court to enter on an immediate emergency basis?
Yes, I would love for him not to contact me or see any kids, the kids right now until he's okay. Because last time we saw each other, we did not get along. He's kind of yelling and screaming at us. So,
I will, given what I'm being told of his substance abuse issues and what I've read in the petition, based on the bio mom's request in your statement here today, I will issue in my emergency order until our next hearing that he is not to come near your home, the children, their school, etc.
yes, thank you.
Okay. And then let's set a further date both for, let me get the order appointing lawyer here, both to come back on this case after the attorney has spoken to mom to hopefully go over the consent form. How much time, Ms. Day, would you want to set this case out for both the service issue on dad and getting the consent form filled out by mom, agreed to or objected to?
I would think 30 days would be plenty of time.
Okay. Does coming back in 30 days work for the parties?
I will be at WCCW by then, so as long as I'm able to attend from there, then absolutely.
Yeah, and if you can't attend from there, when you do have an attorney appointed, they can certainly represent your interests at this hearing. So let's get a date for you. So I'm just going to extend the emergency order. Oh, perfect. Thank you. The emergency order through December 12th, 2023, the date of our next hearing. You'll be back at 10:30 a.m., same Zoom link. And hopefully we'll have a little more progress. If the attorney's involved with the consent at that time, and we've been able to serve dad, we may be able to move forward on the emergency petition rather than just the immediate order. Okay. Any questions?
Your Honor, would you like me to stay involved until we get to that hearing and see where we're at?
Yeah, let's have you stay on through this next hearing where I'm still hoping for a little more service work with dad, and then we could release you after that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. I have Mr. Esau present on behalf of his client, Ruben Camba.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. And I see Jose Camba. And are you Ada Camba?
Yes.
Okay. And then do we have Ruben with us today?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
There you are. Okay. And we have Ms. Day on the line. It looks like at least, so Jose and Ada Camba, we've had some trouble getting you here, and it sounds like there's some concerns about where you are and where the kids are. We are here because Ruben Camba has filed a motion to terminate the guardianship. What can you tell me, Jose and Ada? Are you objecting to the termination of the guardianship for the 3 children?
To me, whatever you guys decide, whatever the kids can be better is good for me too. If you decide they are better with daddy, it's fine. And if you decide they are better with me, it's fine too. Actually, that's what I was paid lawyer and everything when I was fighting for my girls, because I want they be close to daddy and I want daddy close to them. Mm-hmm. They already have a lot when they lost mom, and what I want is the best for the girls.
Okay. Where are you living currently?
45-7 Longview.
You're in Longview?
Yes.
So when did you get back to Longview?
Monday the 23rd, I think was.
Say, what did you say?
I think was the 23rd of October, on Monday.
The 23rd of October? We had received notification that you were out of the country or had relocated to California, and that the children have not been in school for some time. What can you tell the court about that?
Well, when I heard like Ruben want to take the girls at the beginning, I was like in panic, and I was planning for a long time, like go to one country so the girls can learn different languages. Right now, because they are small and they minus like a sponge, they can learn anything. And I was thinking about, yeah, go to Mexico for a couple of years and then another couple of years to Japan or something so they can be there and learn languages, because kind like interest to learn different languages. So that's why my plans, like they can learn some culture from our country and learn languages there, Spanish language over there. But then I think it was just precipitate and everything, and I was wrong.
And have you been made re-aware that if you relocate with the children while you are serving as essentially a court-approved guardian for a minor, you have to file a motion to relocate, and it has to be court-approved?
Yeah, well, that's why Tina let me know.
Okay. So let me just start here, and then I'm going to turn to the other parties. Are the two of you objecting to the termination of the guardianship?
You asked to us?
Are you objecting? Are you asking for the guardianship of the 3 children to remain in place, or are you in agreement to have it terminated?
I wish to have the girls with me all the time, but whatever you decide, whatever you think is the best.
Are you planning to rehire an attorney for this case? Because if it sounds like we need to set a hearing date on the motion to terminate.
No.
You're not hiring an attorney?
No, whatever they are happy and it's fine for them, the best is what I wish.
Okay. So Ms. Day, I'll start with you and then go to Mr. Esau, but my hunch is we'll just need to set a hearing date on the motion to terminate and set aside 30 minutes for any witnesses and Mr. Camba's testimony and the guardian's testimony.
I would agree that it should be set for a hearing. It might be longer than a short hearing, maybe an hour or 2 hours. I am in the process of doing the investigation based on the prior history of this case to make sure that the information I have from Ruben, from father, is accurate and that he is stable and secure and in a position to have the girls. I have not had a chance to interview the girls because I've been in trial for the last 2 weeks, as I am today. So I have not had a chance to meet with the girls, but I have met with Ada and Jose. I have met with Ruben. I've done a home visit there, and I've had a chance to talk to his therapist that he's had for the last year, but I still have some more work to do before I could provide more input.
Okay. And
at a minimum, we should have some visitation ordered that the Ada and Jose leaving with the girls completely interfered in that relationship. And so my one ask would be that the court would order specific visitation for father on the weekends when he is off of work, so that relationship can continue and I would be able to see the girls with their dad.
Okay. And are you talking overnights?
I'll leave that to the court's discretion. I'm not there. They have room at their home. They've prepared for the girls, but I can't agree to that or disagree at this point. I don't know.
Okay. Mr. Esau, what is your position? Let's talk visitation first, and then we'll talk scheduling.
Well, Your Honor, my client wishes to have the girls be returned to his custody at this time. I understand that there needs to be a hearing going forward, but I don't believe that the temporary guardians or guardians have any appreciation about what they did. We didn't hear them say that they were sorry. They didn't indicate that they had done anything wrong. They didn't consult with anybody before they left, and they definitely interrupted the visitation with my client. My client, as he indicated in his petition, has been in prison, but has been out for at least over a year and a half, has maintained a job, stable residence. It's got a place, for the girls to come home. That would be his position. And then we set a hearing, of course, to resolve any things. But I don't believe he can trust them to stay here because they've already left once, and it may happen again. So we need to keep these girls safe. Doesn't sound like they were very safe with the grandparents going all the way down to Mexico. It sounds like she had plans to keep them there without any permission from the father or any consultation with the father. These are unusual circumstances, and I think we need to put the girls back in his care immediately so that they can be safe and get back in school and do the things that they need to be doing.
So here's my ruling on what seems to be a visitation issue, as well as a request essentially for immediate termination and then hold a hearing. I am denying the request for immediate termination of the order. The process is that this does need to go to hearing on the motion to terminate. We do have Jose and Ada here today. I understand the concerns that Mr. Ruben Camba's attorney has raised. I think they're very valid. Jose and Ada, I am specifically putting in a bench order today that the guardians must remain in Cowlitz County with the girls absent court approval to be elsewhere. And I say that because it does sound like there was a plan to leave the country with the girls, which would be in violation of your duties as a guardian. If you violate this order, you will be in contempt of court. And I don't want to see that happen to anyone. But that's why I'm putting it in an order. I want you to know how serious it is that you remain in Cowlitz County while this case plays out. The reason I am not terminating the order today is I do believe further investigation needs to happen by Ms. Day to give this court information about whether Mr. Camba is a safe parent, whether he's now willing and able to care for the children. I cannot disregard the fact that there is a prior, fairly recent order of this court awarding guardianship to Jose and Ada. So I'm taking that into account. We are going to set this for a hearing on the termination motion shortly. As far as visitation, I would like to see the girls doing daytime visitation every weekend with Mr. Camba. And I should preface this to say every weekend that he is available. And so maybe I'll turn to Mr. Camba and Mr. Esau. Are there specific hours like 9 to 5 or 10 to 6 that would work on Saturdays and Sundays for Mr. Camba to have the girls?
Excuse me, Your Honor, I have a schedule that I'd like to have.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear what you said.
I have a schedule that I'd like to have for my kids.
Okay, what is that schedule?
If I could have them Friday after school until Monday morning so that I could take them to school.
I'm not awarding overnights right now until there's further investigation by Ms. Day. So
okay, well,
I'm talking about daytime hours.
Okay, well then would I be able to have them all the days from like when they get off of school until it's bedtime?
Oh, yeah.
What I am offering you until our next hearing, sir, is Saturdays and Sundays. And I'm asking you what hours on Saturdays and Sundays they can be with you.
Saturdays from noon till 8, and Sundays as well.
Okay. Let me, Jose and Ada, are you able to accommodate a 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. time frame?
Like I said, whatever is convenient, because right now they go to church every Sunday, and they have
church at 9 in the morning.
So
when is your church over?
it depends. We can choose go early in the morning, or the last one is 11 afternoon.
Okay. So it sounds like 12 to 8 will work if you go to the early service at your church.
Well, for Sunday, 8 is too late because the next day they have to go.
What is their bedtime?
7 to 8. I think it's better if he can keep until 6.
Well, let me look at
So then they have time to be ready for bed.
What are the current ages of the children?
7, 11, and 13. Well, Michelle almost 12 this month.
Okay.
And
So
what I like Sunday, he can get it early in the morning and he can take to the church if he like.
Mr. Kamba, what works best for you? I am going to set a little bit earlier drop off on Sundays back to Jose and Ada. It'll be 6 p.m. Does that change what time you want the girls on Sunday?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again,
Yeah.
please?
So I don't see any problem with 12 to 8 on Saturday. On Sunday, though, I would like them back to Jose and Ada by 6 p.m. because of bedtime
Okay.
school. Do you want them earlier than 12, or do you need to stick with 12 o'clock?
No, 8 in the morning on Sunday until 6 is fine.
Well, these, with especially getting kids up and out of bed, let's say 9. So on Saturdays, it's going to be visitation 12 to 8. Sunday is 9 to 6. And then how are we coordinating transfer of the children? Mr. Kamba, are you able to pick them up? I don't know how close these
Yeah,
parties live.
we live a few minutes away. It's not a problem.
Okay.
If when I'm getting them, I pick them up, and when they're getting them, they pick them up. That'd be fine.
Are Jose and Ada, are you able to do the 8 p.m. and 6 p.m. pickup from Mr. Kamba?
I think it's much better if we are like if we can go, or just don't put it specific like we have to go. They can pick them up and they can drop at the house.
Mr. Ruben Kamba, are you comfortable if I just write that the parties will coordinate pickup and drop off?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Okay, let's set a hearing date, Mr. Ruben Kamba. You'll be in touch with your lawyer prior to that time to prepare for hearing.
Yeah, can we set it up as soon as possible? I've been working really hard on myself, and I want, my kids to be happy once again.
I understand, but you have to understand there's an order in place, and the guardian ad litem needs to do an investigation before she is ready for testimony.
Donna, can I say something?
Of course.
Just a second, please. We're going to set a date because our Ms. Day needs to get back to her trial. Ms. Day, how far out would you need for a proper investigation before hearing?
Again, I would estimate probably 30 days or somewhere close to that. I have been able to do quite a bit of work already, just as we've been through this process trying to locate Jose and Ada. So I've been able to get some information, education records and things like that. So I would hope to have it done fairly quickly. I don't want to belabor this if we're going to be making any kind of changes. The sooner the better. So 30 days, 40 days, somewhere right around there would be great.
Okay.
For New Year, please.
It's almost Michelle's birthday, and I'd like for her to be able to be in her home and get comfortable with that by then. Her birthday's on November 29th.
Well, that will not happen. We are doing an investigation to determine if it is appropriate to terminate the guardianship. So the other thing, let me ask Mr. Isa and Ms. Day, if this is more than 30 minutes, I can't set this on a normal minor guardianship docket because for all of our cases, we have an hour and a half. So if you all do think this would be more like a 1 to 2 hour hearing, what I would need to do is put the parties onto our Wednesday trial assignment to get you a special set 1 to 2 hour hearing.
Are you, Judge, this is Don Esau for Mr. Ruben Kamba. Are you anticipating live testimony or testimony by affidavit? And what would you expect at this hearing?
My anticipation would be that the parties, certainly Mr. Kamba, would probably be testifying live, and that Jose and Ada would be testifying live. Other witnesses I would prefer by declaration, kind of similar to a civil protection order type of hearing, but and obviously Ms. Day's testimony. But if there are witnesses who can't do declarations, I would be happy to consider some brief live testimony from others.
Okay.
What do you all think as far as time-wise? Do you think it's better to kind of think this might be 1 to 2 hours?
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. Can I put them on next Wednesday for trial assignment?
Your Honor, I have to go into the trial.
Yes.
There are 2 more matters on that I would ask that for the Nicholas matter to be set over, and Bishop, the parent that needed to be served has been served, and you should find that in there. If there's more information that's needed, I will be free during the lunch hour.
Sounds good. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. What if I set you to universal trial assignment so we can get that date set? Universal trial assignment takes place at 1 o'clock. The next available docket would be Wednesday, December 15th. And I actually will be the judicial officer handling that docket. So I think that would be better than trying to squeeze you in somewhere else, because I will know the specifics of what we're needing.
Okay. Your Honor, that's fine. If I could be one of the first ones that you call, because I have another matter pending at 1:30. So
Okay.
I'd like to get it in as soon as possible, of course, on behalf
Absolutely.
of my client.
Will you, when you log in next week to that trial assignment docket, just remind me. I will try to remember, but a lot will happen between now and then, so I may forget this conversation. So please feel free to shoot me a chat message saying you need to be taken at the top of the hour.
I understand. Thank you.
And then Jose and Ada, if you are not hiring an attorney for this, the two of you will need to be present December 15th at 1 o'clock. It's a Zoom link called Universal Trial Assignment.
You meant November 15th, right?
Thank you. Did I say December?
Yes. You did.
I meant November. Thank you.
I know you did. Okay, good.
At what time?
November next Wednesday, November 15th.
At what time?
1 o'clock. And it's called Universal Trial Assignment.
Joanna, can I say something?
Yes, you may.
Can you let the girls until New Year with us?
Did you say, can I give you another year with the girls?
No. Just until the end of the year, the New Year.
Well, I'm going to set a hearing on Mr. Ruben Camba's motion to terminate. So, and that's not a decision I'm making today.
Yeah, but I would wish to have the girls until New Year. That's what I told Ruben before.
So,
and
Ms. Camba, that will be something that you can address at the hearing. Today, all we're doing is I'm going to issue an order that's starting today. Orders visitation 12 to 8 Saturday with Ruben Camba, and Sundays 9 to 6. I will be issuing that order. And then you need to log on to trial assignment docket next Wednesday at 1. We will set a hearing date, and all of those types of decisions about if and when the guardianship will terminate will take place at that hearing.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you for being here. I am also going to include in the order that the children are not to be relocated out of Cowlitz County pending this case. Okay. Ms. All right. Thank you so much. I have your sealed guardian document recommendations, your report. I did also see that we got I believe, the CPS documents in.
That's correct, Your Honor. I saw that the CPS information was filed, but I have not reviewed it.
Okay. And it did indicate for B that there are no records of founded reports of abuse or neglect since October 1, 1998, the first period they report from anyway.
Perfect, Your Honor. And you should have the order entering the minor guardianship then?
I do have that. And I see the signature of both guardians, as well as the signature of Mr. Gojak, who had represented the mother. Any questions or comments from the guardians before I signed this order?
No, not that one.
No, I have none.
Does that order also have my signature on it?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Sí, sí tiene, lo firma de usted.
And then we did address, at least in this order, tax issues, which are that the appointed guardian may claim the children.
Okay.
For child support, is that an issue we need to address at this time?
Your Honor, I don't believe it was requested in the petition, but also both parents are not employed at this time anyway. I think that they're both in treatment.
For the guardians, for now, oh, go ahead.
What I understand is that Melissa, she left the program last week.
Okay. So what I am going to do in this order is sign it authorizing the two of you as guardians to claim the children as dependents for tax purposes. But I'm not specifically going to order child support or health insurance at this time. And if that's something you want to bring back to the court, or go through the state of Washington for a child support request, you are free to do so. I am not rejecting any arguments for child support. I'm simply not ruling on them today.
Okay.
Any questions for me?
I don't know.
No, those are good.
I'm fine.
Oh, sorry, sir. Ms. Farr, anything else on this case?
No,
Farr, ¿algo más en este caso? No hay, su señoría.
Okay.
Sorry.
I have signed the order. Congratulations. I know this has been a long process for you. Thanks for sticking with us. We don't have, Ms. Farr, we're not setting any review dates, I believe.
No, Your Honor. If the parents wish to modify, then they'll have to file a motion to modify at some future date.
All right. Thank you so much. If there's no questions, oh, Ms. Farr, did you have something else?
Just one thing on the date that's in section 1. Need to change the date that the guardians are appointed today, because on there it says 10/24.
Oh, there we go. Thank you for catching that. I will fix that and initial it. Okay. All right. Thank you all. You are free to log off if there are no questions, and thank you to our interpreter.
You're welcome. Gracias a todos. Entonces, si no hay más, ya se puede desconectar.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. My notes here indicate that we are, I did receive the report from the guardian ad litem, who does recommend the court approval.
Mm-hmm.
My only concern is that I don't have a response, and you've probably heard this from other cases. We are having a difficult time getting DCYF to respond to our request. I'm just going back to make sure I'm not wrong.
The last I heard, they had corresponded with the court as of like June, but not since then.
Okay, let me just.
But I could be wrong.
Okay, I'm just going all the way back to that June date just to make sure. I don't see. Do you see any response from DCYF on this one? I don't. No. I think this might be one where, could we have the court resend? Yes. Okay. What we're going to do, Ms. Booth, everything else is in order, but I am going to set a new date. I do need to get the response from DCYF. We learned a few weeks ago they had changed the email address that they want those sent to get quick responses. So we're going to resend that and just give you a new court date. But other than that, everything appears to be in order.
Okay, I did have a question for you.
Go ahead.
I have tried to serve Alicia, her mother, multiple times, and no one's answered the door. I have continuously brought it back to her residence and knocked on the door and no answer. So I've even called in a wellness check through the Wahkiakum police, but I have no status on her mother at all.
Well, so the mother, are you talking about for the full petition?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I see that. Because the mother was served with the immediate emergency order July 10th, but
yes,
just the full petition. Is that something that Ms. Day is assisting you with?
No, I haven't spoken to Miss Day about the mother. I've only spoken to her about the father who is incarcerated in another state. So she's helped me with the father service, but I have not gotten to inform her on this fact.
Okay. Let's extend your emergency order. It's already extended through the full hearing date on the regular petition. So we will just set a new review date. But please speak with Ms. Day before our next hearing date about your questions about service on mother. That is what she's assigned to this case, to assist with all service issues.
Okay.
Okay. Let's give it a little bit of time so that we can try and get that done. What do you think about 3 weeks?
That would be fine.
Would that work for you? Okay. We'll get you set over and we'll let Ms. Day know. And then feel free to reach out to her. It sounds like she's in trial today, but maybe reach out to her tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. As always,
thank you.
Here. All right. Thank you. This is a case where Ms. Day is involved, and her request, as you probably heard before she had to log off, was just to get you a new hearing date so that she can fully investigate the matter. What's the position of the parties?
That works for us, Your Honor.
That's fine, but can we possibly do some type of visitation, Your Honor? It's been like 3 months since I've been able to actually like hold my son and have my interaction with him, you know what I'm saying? So I'd really like to probably push some type of visitation so I could see him.
Yeah. Have you had a chance to speak with Ms. Day, or has
she came and did the walkthrough at my grandma's, and she interviewed my grandmother and myself.
Okay.
I've been sending her. Yeah, she told my grandma to file some guardianship papers, which we're doing, and it's going to be a new case, I guess, with the court when we file tomorrow. And so she told us to do that. And then I also sent her all my intake papers for my treatment and everything, so she got all that stuff going.
Okay. I do want to get to a point where we are discussing that with you, but I need her report. And what she was indicating as she logged off is that she still needed to get that to us.
Yeah.
Because she's already met with you and done the walkthrough. Why don't we just set this over 1 week and see where we are? Because I agree with you, Ms. Muldoon, that you've been very patient with dealing with the visitation issue, and I would like to get that addressed as soon as we can.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's just set this over. I'll reissue a new emergency order through November 14. Okay. Will that work for the parties?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so I'll get you all recalled November 14th. Ms. Day will be present at that time to give us her input on visitation, and hopefully we can craft something that works for the parties. Anything else you want to address today? Okay, great. Thank you both for always being so. Oh, go ahead.
Quick question.
Yes.
My grandma is filing a guardianship thing. We just didn't know because she is going to be serving my kid's father as well as serve myself. Does she need to also serve Miss Reedon?
I would because it's not a case in front of me, I'm hesitant to comment on it. So here's what I'm going to say. Until it is a case in front of me, go ahead and make sure that you're following the statute with regard to service issues.
Okay.
If it comes in front of me and I think service is lacking, I will discuss that with the parties, but I don't want to comment on a case before it is actually filed.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll see you back next week at 10:30.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Service is lacking.
Okay.
I'm back, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. York, I keep muting you because we keep hearing whatever conversation you're having. So please stay muted until we call your case. Okay, Mr. Gooday, I think I heard you say you are back. So quick question, and then I'll turn it over to the parties. Do we have the full petition filed yet? Mr. Hero, you were working on that?
Yes, Your Honor. I filed everything last week, Your Honor.
Okay. I haven't seen it come in yet, but that is good to know.
Well, Your Honor, I come in on the 1st to sign everything, and which I did, and there was a paper that I did not fill out, so I had to go in Friday morning and take care of that, or Thursday morning, I should say.
Okay.
So that might have put a delay on things, but I have accomplished all the paperwork and filed it.
Okay. Are we at a point, and I'll defer a bit to Ms. Farr and Mr. Gooday on this, are we at a point where we can set a date on one of our Tuesday dockets for the show cause hearing on the emergency guardianship order?
Your Honor, I'm not sure if there's been service or not. I see that there were documents filed on the 3rd, but I can't access them in Odyssey yet. And I didn't get copies of them, so I don't know what was filed.
Okay.
And I haven't had another conversation with Mr. Heru to see what has or hasn't been served.
I filed everything that you told me to get and file this far. When you sent me the stuff to get the documents, which I did, and then I filled all them out and filed all that.
I understand. I just haven't seen them, and you didn't send me copies, so I haven't been able to read them yet. Sometimes it takes a couple of days for the clerk to scan them in before I can retrieve them.
Mm-hmm.
So this one, I think we'll also have an issue with. We don't have DCYF response.
And I don't have any way of serving. I don't know what the address is of Jessica, and I don't have the address of the father to serve the papers that I have got ready to serve them.
Okay, so that is something that you and I will need to set another appointment to discuss.
Okay. Yeah, so we will have to work on service issues with that. Is this one because of the DCYF email issues that we could resend the order to them?
Yeah, I do think we just did. His documents were filed on the 3rd, so we did it on the 3rd.
Oh, perfect. Okay. It sounds like it was sent recently. Go ahead. Is that Mr. Hero?
Yes, Your Honor. I have to sign a hearing for November 28th. When I signed all the final papers, there was a hearing set up for November 28th.
Okay. Would the parties be in agreement to go ahead and use that date for our immediate emergency order review hearing?
I think that would be appropriate.
Okay.
Sure. And my client was trying to get a hold of Ms. Barr. I don't know. Did she ever make contact with you?
No.
I gave her your email address as well, but she had reached out to me saying that she was trying to get a hold of you. I don't know if she has or not, but that's just what she told me.
I don't see an email, and I don't have any messages from her. So perhaps I can get some of that information from you, Mr. Goodday, and then I can reach out to her.
Sure.
Okay. So let's do this if it works for the parties. Let's set this matter over to November 28th, 2023. It sounds like then it will merge with the full petition, and we can see where we're at on service issues and figure out if we're at a point where we can do a show cause hearing on the emergency order.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you all. Mr. Hira, does that work for you? Okay, thank you.
That works fine for me, ma'am.
Okay.
So, Your Honor, it doesn't appear that anybody is here.
Okay.
Just to update the court, I think that this guardianship is going to be dismissed. I had a Zoom hearing set with Molly, and she did not appear. I emailed her. She did not respond. I did get a response from her finally last night. And she said that she didn't believe that she could continue to get what she needed out of the court, and that her and the father were going to just continue raising the child on their own.
Oh. Okay.
Had to do with the service issue on the mother. She was frustrated, right, I believe, and she just is giving up.
Yeah, I remember that from the notes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this over 2 weeks, and I am going to send out a show cause order to her to appear and essentially show cause why the emergency minor guardianship matter should not be dismissed.
Okay. And did you want me to file a report and file the email she sent with it?
Let's do that. I think that is a good idea. Thank you. At this point, I won't be extending the immediate order, so it does lapse today. But we'll go ahead and set this on for the show cause for November 21st at 10:30, and I will do that order. Present.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, that's us.
Okay. So let me just get into your file here. What I see here is a proof of service October 13th to Anthony Bullabon. This was for the emergency minor guardianship and notice of hearing for November 7th. And then you also supplied an affidavit of service for the same date. This was served on Isabella Marie Wolf.
Yes, ma'am.
So it looks like in the emergency order, you have served the parties. Do we have any parties present on this case?
No, neither one of them are here.
Okay. And was this personal service? I'm just double checking. Okay. It suggests personal service. I could probably read it that way. It's not super clear because it gives the address. It does state by giving the document directly to them, but that's just template language. Do you know?
It was personal.
Were they handed the documents?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What I don't have, so I guess my concerns here, so you all have filed a petition, and is the minor currently with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So I was the judge that reviewed this matter ex parte, and my significant concerns are that under the statute, you two do not qualify. Because of your history, you just simply don't qualify for being emergency guardians. So I did not put the order in place. I am not planning to put an order in place today. I read your declarations, but the statute is very clear on criminal histories for court-approved minor guardians. So I can, if you guys want to seek legal counsel and bring this back before me, I'm happy to hear it. But nothing that you have submitted to me changes my decision on the immediate order.
So the main reason for any of this, that the two kids, because it's my daughter and grandson, are not fighting me on it. My main concern, since we already have him, was I'm not able to meet his medical and educational needs because I don't have guardianship of him. So, and I haven't been able to sit with Izzy because of the psychotic episodes. I can't problem solve with her or come to an agreement with her in order to meet his needs. Yeah, it's hard to talk to her. I mean, so we're doing the best that we can in order to get the legal guardianship to meet the needs of our grandson, whom we have in our care, and he's doing well. So I mean, I don't, gosh, I'm not even sure where to go from here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the option I've given you is I can just deny the emergency minor guardianship outright today, but the better option I'm giving you is a little more time if you would like to speak to legal aid or an attorney about presenting your case for the emergency minor guardian. But I'm not approving an immediate order given my concerns.
So, just so that
hold on. I'm not here to get in a back and forth. I'm telling the two of you, I've reviewed your criminal histories and you don't qualify under the statute. So
I'd still like to ask a question.
No, hold on, sir. I am giving you two options. Two options are I can deny the emergency minor guardian order today, or probably in your better interest, I'm allowing you additional time if you would like to seek counsel on how to present your case, if you want to bring any other issues to this court. So I'm happy to give you another date, or I can deny it today. But you don't qualify under the statute, given your extensive criminal histories and the types of crimes involved.
Okay. Can you hold it over so we can seek counsel, please?
Absolutely. How much time would you like for that?
What, about 3 weeks?
4 weeks.
We could set you to November 28 at 10:30.
Okay.
Sir, did you have a question?
Well, I think I know the answer already, but so we've been trying to contact her. She's had no interest. But my question is this.
Are you talking about the mother? You've been trying to
okay. Yes, ma'am. Isabella.
Okay.
If she does ask for him back, legally we have to do that, correct?
I can't give legal advice from the bench. So again, that's why I think it is in your best interest to seek legal counsel on issues like that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Yep, you're welcome. We'll see you back on November 28th. Good luck to you.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, let's see. And I have Christina Betters on the line, and I believe you are biological mother, correct?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And I did get your objection filed. Just a second. I did
also submit a copy for the bench.
Yes, which was great because I did get a copy of it.
Okay.
So a couple questions I have on this. First of all, do I have the guardian here? Is that you, Ms. Rowland?
Yes.
Okay. One of my concerns is, let me just get back there. Sorry, my computer's slow. One of my concerns, Ms. Rowland, is that you indicated on your disclosure of criminal history that you've not been convicted of a crime involving violence or the use of physical force, but that does not appear to be true.
That was a mistake of somebody misunderstood the question or something, because I submitted a copy of my criminal history.
Yes, you did. And that's how I can see that your statement on disclosure of criminal history that you made under penalty of perjury is not accurate.
It was a mistake. I would have never done that on purpose. I would, especially knowing that I was going to submit the criminal history and you would see the difference. That makes absolute, but I would never do that. But I'm not trying to lie about anything. I'm not trying to hide anything. I'm trying to be as honest as possible.
Again, much like the parties previously, I have concerns about this. There was a judicial officer that signed the emergency order on this case. But I think what we need to do, a couple things on this case. I think that we do need to appoint a court visitor or guardian ad litem for recommendations on, I see the criminal history is some time ago, but it is of concern to the court. I also see the objection of the mother. I think we need to discuss appointing attorney for her. And then also, I had a question. I think when you filed this, you just left BioDad's information blank. Does that mean?
It's because there's no paternity been established. So I didn't know how to go about that. He's avoided every child. He doesn't want to pay child support. So he's avoided every DNA test that's ever been, when support enforcement gets involved, he's MIA.
So Ms. Betters, let me turn to you. Is there paternity established for this child?
There has not been paternity established, but we've never been asked to do any type of paternity testing or anything by anyone.
Okay.
At least to my knowledge.
And what?
At least to my knowledge, but he does acknowledge paternity. Yeah.
Are you still in contact with the presumed father?
Yeah, we live together.
You do live together. Okay.
Yes.
Ms. Farr, can I ask you a question if you are available?
Yes, Your Honor, and I have one also, so go ahead.
Yes. Well, you go first, and then I'll ask mine.
Well, what I was going to ask was, Ms. Rowland, are you related to Darla?
She's my sister.
That's what I thought. I thought I had seen you before, and so I will have to conflict out of this one just for the court's information.
Okay. So we'll go ahead. Let's just have you conflict out. I won't ask you my question. What we will need to do, though, is I believe the statute would require that we make best efforts to determine the father as well as get him served. So I'm not, there's a lot of, go ahead, Ms. Farr, sorry.
I think I know what your question was going to be, and I think I could answer it in general terms too.
Yes.
And so in general, if the father is not on the birth certificate and there hasn't been paternity established, then the father does not get served.
Okay. Okay. I was curious. That is exactly what I was going to ask you, because I thought I saw a case where the state of Washington came in to do paternity testing while we were waiting on all of this.
I've had a few where the father had to establish paternity first because they're not on the birth certificate.
Got it. Okay. So I guess, Ms. Betters, what I'm going to say to you at this point, I'm going to proceed with appointing you an attorney if that's going to be your request. And I think that's probably in your best interest.
Okay.
If your partner is stating that he is the father and he wishes to object to this, he will need to have paternity established.
Okay.
So let me ask you a couple questions. Do you want an attorney appointed to you?
Yes.
Okay. And what is your current income?
As of right now, I just got approved for a job that I still have to go do a fingerprint for the background. But other than that, I don't have income until I start work.
And then when do you think you'll be starting that job?
My appointment for my fingerprint is tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning. And once that is done, I just have to submit it. And then I do a 5-hour orientation, and then I'll be able to start work.
Okay. And you are objecting to the guardianship over your child, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to indicate right now that you are indigent, so a lawyer will be assigned to you. The lawyer will be determined later today or tomorrow, and they will reach out to you. Okay. At this time, I'm going to indicate that the lawyer will be paid at public expense. I am going to indicate if at the next hearing, if you are employed, we'll ask you again about your income. And if it's changed significantly, the court may order some reimbursement of fees paid.
Okay.
Let me just make sure I have your correct contact information. And then I'm also going to appoint a court visitor at this time. And how old is the child today?
9.
Okay. I'm going to indicate to the court visitor that one of the things I want to make sure that we document is whether paternity was or was not established or is in the process.
Okay.
The court visitor will be Tina Day. We only have 2 right now, and Ms. Farr has conflicted out of this case, so it will be Ms. Day. And you said child is 9, excuse me?
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm going to do, since Ms. Rowland, you already have an immediate temporary order approved by this court, I will go ahead and reissue it just through the date of our next hearing. But I am going to indicate to the court visitor or guardian ad litem at the time that I do want that issue looked into as far as your history.
Okay. That history is like 30 years old. It's way back, and I've never been in trouble before or after.
I understand, and that's why it's just the biggest red flag was that your history is different than what you put in the statement to the court. I understand your explanation, but I
don't know how to do all that court paper. I do the best I can.
It's real short form, and it's just right there in black and white. So the point I'm making, though, is it is an issue that has to be addressed before any final orders could be set by this court. Would November 28th work for the parties? That gives 3 weeks for the attorney to reach out to Ms. Betters and be present, as well as for the court visitor to get on board.
Yes, Marley has surgery on the 29th, so I think it's, let me double check the calendar.
Okay.
Yes, it's the 29th. I was debating whether it was the 28th or 29th. She was supposed to have it today, and I had to switch it over to the 29th because I couldn't be in 2 places at one time.
Understood. Understood. So will that date work for you, Ms. Betters? And obviously your attorney will be present on that date as well.
And what time of that would that be?
10:30, same docket, minor guardianship docket as you're on right now, just the same Zoom link.
Okay. And with you again?
Most likely.
Okay. Sometimes it goes by the judge, so that's what I was only asking.
Yep. Okay,
So
any other questions for me today?
So that does that mean that I am unable to have access to my daughter at this time?
Let's see what the emergency order indicates. Give me just a second.
I've never denied visitation. I've never denied phone calls with Christy at all.
I probably will. So, yeah, let me ask the guardian. Are you? It looks like maybe you had originally requested a restraining order, but then maybe whited it out.
No, I wasn't sure which box to mark, so I marked it because it was a do not disturb or harass.
Yeah.
And then when I got to the courts to file it, they asked me, "Do you want the restraining order?" I don't want a restraining order. I just don't want harassment. So they whited it out.
Okay. So you're not asking for any
Restraining orders.
Are you asking for visitation?
Christy can come here and see her anytime she wants to. She can spend the night. She can move in. She could call. Anything she wants to do. I've never denied her, ever.
Ms. Betters, what are you asking for as far as visitation? Just through our first hearing.
I was just asking if I would be able to have visitation with our daughter in my home, or if I only am able to have visitation at my mom's residence.
What I'm going to do at this time, just because we have 3 weeks until the hearing, is we'll just indicate that visitation, where did that emergency order go? I'm not going to restrict visitation, but for just at this time, it will occur at your mother's home. Are you in a position where you feel comfortable being in your mother's home with your child?
I mean, sacrifices will have to be made to see my daughter. So I will see my daughter at my mom's residence if need be.
And then so I'm not going to put any restrictions. So frankly, you're, 24/7 access to your child via your mom's house, which I think is an appropriate balance here until your attorney's on board. If your attorney wants to bring a motion to change visitation to have it be outside your mother's home, we can take it up at that time. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I've got that done for you. I'll get that filed here shortly, and we'll see you back on, I believe I said November 28th.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.